Where do you get that information from? I'm curious. Did you ask policymakers if they were aware of it?
I don't have to. No. Because actually, if it wasn't for me writing certain letters to policymakers, they would not even be aware of these issues. Because I was actually, I don't know if other people did it too, but I actually informed certain policymakers in the United States government of the fact that this politicization was going on in the ASA. However, I was always keen and very careful on never informing a person from one side of the political spectrum, but on a different side, because most committees, in the United States, the government works in the form of committees on particular issues, and so you can address relevant committees, and I always make sure that I address people from different ideological sides. Because I didn't want to get a response because they thought I was going to be on the other side. I would actually argue you to give me any empirical evidence to the contrary. And until that time, I will stick with it. This is public sociology. At some point, the ASA had an online store. This is American sociology. You don't know. I'm not here to tell you. I'm telling you the truth. They're all telling you wrong. I'm telling you right. That's the way it is. See, it's made in the USA. I'm not lying. I didn't make this up. I don't have. You can look this up online if you want empirical evidence. This is the American Sociological Association, and that's the logo, right, of the ASA. And these are items that you can buy on the ASA online store. So this is my empirical evidence to argue that that has something to do with publicity. See, this ASA online store, I wrote about this too. In the meantime, it has been shut down as a separate store, but there is still like a merchandise section, and within that merchandise section, you can still find this. So you can buy something for your dog, or a bib, or you can buy that baby outfit. So that indeed, and I bought it. I bought the baby thing. I bought this doll on eBay. See, didn't have gray hair then. I don't know why. See, and I bought this doll. So part of the money that Burroway is being funded on for his trip came from me buying this. So this is American sociology. That's all it is. See? So it gives you a very strange choice between these dolls and something else. Good. All this I've already argued. Public sociology is Coca-Cola, painting it red. This is this is the last item that I wrote about when I did my paper. Like I told you in the Georgia Journal of Sociology, that I argued that it seems to me, because, and I gather it from the way in which public sociology is being discussed, particularly in those international journals, in the journals outside of American sociology, that when they talk about public sociology, they actually tend to talk about their version or their idea of public sociology. Let's say, taking the term in a sense like, what are some of the public ambitions, or what are some of the public relevance about sociology, in sociology? And they kind of leave it at that. And that's why I argue that there is no real debate about this kind of public sociology, this version of public sociology that came from the United States, and that it is rather, for me, very happily being consumed and accepted, and let's all join in on this. And I find it very striking, of course, that it again affirms this centrality or this factual dominance of American sociology in the context of global sociology, which of course is, it's obvious a reality, but I think as practitioners of sociology, it is a reality that we have to be aware of and engage with critically. I wrote a book, I edited a book about sociologists that was a collection of sociological autobiographies, right? And so I made sure, because all these scholars were supposed to be, or are, experts in comparative international historical sociology. So I thought, well, I'm going to invite a bunch of non-Americans. You know what I mean? Well, it wouldn't make sense to talk about comparative conditions if you don't also have some comparative scholars involved. So, that's what I did. At the same time, of course, you also come to the conclusion, if you want to take all the sociologists that are relevant, have had an impact through their work and so on, you will always have a group of Americans in there, since World War II, and so on and so forth. Nonetheless, I think it is, I mean, it's really striking, this uncritical reception of this public sociology wind from the United States, and he's on this whirlwind tour, and, you know, let's all talk about it, let's all take it in, and then actually I think, not being aware of some of the developments of this public sociology, some of the hidden intentions of this public sociology, and some of the conditions in which this public sociology had arisen and had actually been disseminated in the context of the United States, which, quite frankly, I think makes it a uniquely American development, a development that is very distinct to American sociology over the last couple of years. Very good?
All right, well.
Okay.
That is a very passionate and talk, which I'm sure will trigger much discussion, already has, but we do have